Tonight, we continue our preview of pivotal local races. We're turning our attention to the race for the state Senate race now in the 31st District.
The district spans from Park Township on the south side of Holland to Grand Haven and Georgetown Township. There are 5 total candidates, and tonight we're focusing on the Democratic primary. Duncan McLean reports.
Roger Victory's term limit opens the 31st District seat in the state Senate, and 2 candidates are vying to challenge the status quo in a seat long held by the Republican Party. Chris Kleinjens, a Holland native and Desert Storm and Shield U.S. Navy veteran, and Keegan Host, a recent Hope College graduate, aspire to take the seat.
My dad grew up in the West Michigan area, and so did both of his parents. And so I have family roots that go back a very long time. And ever since I moved here, I have loved the area, especially since I went to Hope College.
I grew up in the district in the city of Holland and have lived on the north side of Holland really since I returned from military service, and have spent my entire career working in Ottawa County in the nonprofit field.
Both candidates pointing to affordability as their top issue.
Housing, critical. Housing is a slow mover, and so we need to create some capacity to get that moving faster. Additionally, affordability. Costs are high. I look at it through the lens of my kids who are in this economy up to their necks right now, and they're struggling.
I think that it's so important that we stop inflation at the grocery store. I also think it's very important that we get housing prices down, and that we can find any way we can to lower the cost of health care in our area.
As for their potential solutions,
it is way too hard to build houses. There's so much bureaucracy, there's so much red tape that makes the building process really, really difficult. And so I think we need to remove some of that red tape and speed up that process. I think it's super important that what we're doing is putting pressure on elected officials.
A lot of when I talk to seniors now, it's about housing and seniors being in houses that, they raise their family and they like to downsize, but the taxes are bananas. One of the things that we've kind of discussed in the field that I work in is the creation of the ability to carry your property tax with you if you're over 65 to a condo, for example. We have never recovered from the job loss in the building trades that occurred because of the housing crash. I feel that we need to reinforce that pipeline a little earlier. The other end of it is we need to increase the pace at which we build. And so there's a couple of other program tweaks that I'd like to do to that to encourage those people to stay in the trades once they get out into the field.
The 31st District seat has been foreign territory for Host and Kleinjens' party.
I think that I can win because I'm laser focused on issues of affordability. I don't think that either party has done a very good job at doing that. The Democrats and Republicans are both so focused on culture war issues, when what we really need is somebody who's focused on groceries, somebody who's focused on housing, focused on health care, somebody who's focused on getting the cost of gas down. All these things are the most important.
I have worked in every community with that community in the 31st District. And what you gain when you do that type of work is you understand that we are not a homogenous group of West Michiganders. Holland has issues that are different than Ferrysburg, which is different than Hudsonville, which is different than, Zeeland, which is different than Lake. The other piece is that intergovernmental operations are very tricky and very complicated, and having had a time on the Ottawa County Board of Commissioners, I do have a deeper understanding of that than my competitor, and I do also have a lot of experience working in what could be described as a slightly tense atmosphere.
Kleinjens and Host will face off on August 4th for a chance to represent their party. They'll face the winner of the Republican primary. We'll introduce those candidates as our series continues. For your local election headquarters, Duncan McLean, News 8.